Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon. Parents and guests, my name is Romania Reed and welcome to Lenox Academy. Today, I will be introducing our very captivating speaker, Roxanne Larkins, a very empowered communicator and founder. Roxanne Larkins is a multifaceted individual, serving as the beacon of empowerment through effective communication. As the founder of Doctor Rox Studios, a distinguished production company, and lead Inspired Teach Academy, a renowned public speaking firm, Roxanne is dedicated to uplifting individuals by enhancing their confidence in public speaking. As a mother of 4 beautiful children, Roxanne's passion for communication and education extends beyond her personal life into academia. Currently pursuing her PhD in public communications, Roxanne also holds esteemed positions as a professor at 2 esteemed institutions, Georgia State University and Atlanta Technical College. With a profound belief in the power of communication to bridge connections, Roxanne has devoted her life to assisting others in achieving their communication goals. Through extensive research and practical application, she tirelessly works to empower individuals to find their voice and amplify their message. Roxanne's impact extends beyond the classroom and studio. She is a published author with her Amazon bestseller, Love Set F, You Too, delving into the intricacies of relationships and communication. Additionally, Roxanne has authored journals, workbooks, and the innovative You Got This planner, aiding individuals in organizing their thoughts and goals. Through her unwavering commitment to communication empowerment, Roxanne Larkins continues to inspire countless individuals to embrace their voice, share their stories, and navigate life with confidence and clarity.
Do I need the mic or can you hear me? Do I need the mic? No, I don't need the mic. Yes? No? Great. I've never had someone introduce me so great, so give it a shout out to her. This Roxanne girl sounds pretty cool. It sounds really good. She kept on emphasizing certain words. I'm like, yes, right? So, as she said, my name is Roxanne Larkins, and I am a teacher at Georgia State University. I teach public speaking and all kinds of communication classes. And I was asked by Mr. Harris here to come here and do a public speaking workshop with you all. So my first question is, how many of you have had any public speaking experience? Couple of you? Few of you? How'd you like that experience? Yes? No? In the beginning it was scary. Scary, but then you got through it? So after a while it became okay? How many of you all know the impact of public speaking? You know the impact of public speaking, how important it is? Did you know that 75% of the population are afraid to public speak? Okay, good. So let me give you a brief introduction about myself. The chords are going on. Our workshop today is going to be called Confidence is Key. And confidence is one of the major assets of public speaking because in order to do anything in life, you have to have some kind of level of confidence, right? And my goal here in this school, since this is the youngest population of students I've ever taught, so I'm grateful for the opportunity, is to help you all understand the impact of making sure that students have confidence because public speaking skills are going to be necessary no matter what they do. So as previously stated, I am the mother of 4 beautiful children. These are my babies, all the way up to the big one here, all the way down the line. And this is my company, Lit Academy, which stands for Lead, Inspire, and Teach Academy. And what we do at Lit Academy is instill confidence in people. And the reason I have taken on this path of public speaking is because when I was younger, I didn't always have the confidence. I didn't always have the right way of doing things, and I struggled a lot in my teenage years. But as I got older, I was asked to speak on the situations that had happened in my childhood, and I wasn't really ready. I was kind of nervous because I'm like, what do you want me to say? And when you talk about yourself, it gets kind of personal, right? And you don't want to talk about yourself because that messes and impacts your confidence because you want to make sure that you're accurate. So today, I want to tell you all a couple of things that you all need to know for the students to be able to, and you all, the adults as well, so that you all can strengthen your confidence in public speaking because it's going to be impactful no matter what you do in the future. So quick question. Do any of the students here know what they want to do with their lives already? What do you want to do?
Be an engineer.
Engineering. Anyone else? You know? You're the president. You have to know. Nobody else? Does anybody have any ideas? What do you want to do? Lawyer? Okay, definitely going to require some public speaking, right? Yes. So public, anybody else? Yes. Forensic? Oh, these are powerful. Look at y'all. Good job, parents. Look at all of these careers coming out, right? That is a great one as well. So with public speaking, the main reasons that you need public speaking is because they help to build your confidence. In addition to helping to build your confidence, they enhance academic performance. They help with persuasion skills because whether your child wants to be an engineer or if they want to be an entrepreneur, they're going to have to tell somebody their story. And the best part of public speaking, it makes you comfortable with who you are and comfortable with the ability to tell your own story. If somebody asks you right now to tell your story, maybe tell us about yourself and why you want to do the things that you want to do. Adults and children, would you feel comfortable getting up there and just spitting it out, right? Would you? No. What would you feel the limitations were for you to do that? I was told to make it interactive. I need some interaction. Yes. So if you were told to tell your story regarding what it is that you want to do in your life, somebody said, just tell us what you want to do and tell us about yourself. Would you feel comfortable just coming up here and doing that right now? Yes. Yes? You would? Because you have built a level of confidence in what it is and who you are. The same level of confidence that you have being able to say who you are and what you do are the same things that need to be instilled in the students. And statistically, only about 2% of students in this age group say they are comfortable with speaking out loud and in public. Only 2%. But 75% of our population, 75% of the workforce say they are looking for people who have good public speaking skills. Right? Did you know that? 75% of it? Okay. What's that?
So that's because they don't want to speak.
Not because they don't want to speak, but because in leadership roles, management roles, and team building roles, you have to be able to speak. So even if they say, hey, listen, you're interested in this promotion, you have to have interviewing skills, right? Interviewing skills require public speaking and it requires you to also speak, correct? So those are the reasons that it's important for students to have the public speaking skills. So, some of the limitations that, or some of the statistics about public speaking includes again, we said roughly 75% of the population fears it. 40% of that 75 are people who have what's called glossophobia, which is the severe fear of public speaking, meaning they won't even get up on the stage at all because it makes them too nervous to do so. 73% of people feel they would have more successful careers if they had improved their public speaking skills. And the average person ranks public speaking higher than the fear of death, meaning that people would rather die than get on stage and public speak. Do you believe that? Can you believe it? You don't believe it? I'm telling you it's true. You gotta believe it. Right? It's true that statistics have shown that people would rather die than get on stage and speak in public. But what people fail to realize is the fear of public speaking isn't the fear of actually speaking in front of people. It's the fear of being judged. It's the fear of being ridiculed. Would you say?
I said yes.
Yes, you feel that somebody's going to judge you, ridicule you, or what you say?
About what you're saying.
About what you're saying, and then you take it personal, right? And the way that you overcome that, the personal portion of it, is to make sure that you're confident on your own. To make sure that you understand who you are and you find your place in life. And the thing that is important about this is that just the same way that it might have took you all a long time, the adults, to find that portion of you where you're comfortable and you're confident and you can speak and you feel like you're capable, is the same thing that we need to instill in the youth now, so it doesn't take them as long to get to the point of feeling confident and speaking and going after the dreams that they want to go after, right? And the reason that is because this took me a long time, okay? I was out, so back up. I live in Atlanta now, but I was raised in Buffalo, New York. And I was raised by my grandparents because my mother had committed suicide when I was young. And so I went on a different path in life, went on a little bit of a tangent. So when it came time for me to be confident and build, I had a lot of hiccups, correct? So when you instill those things in your students now, they have less resistance as they grow. So, have you all heard of Maslow's hierarchy of needs? Yes, adults obviously, we've all done it in school at some point, right? The foundation of Maslow's hierarchy of needs is the physiological needs. That's your food, that's your water, that's sleep, correct? So first thing, as parents, we're gonna make sure that our children have food, they have water, they have security, they have safety, they have loving, and they have their belonging needs. But when it comes to public speaking, we're working in this realm. Their confidence and their self-esteem needs. So, of course, parents, we all do a good job with our kids. I know my little daughter, Grace, I have one daughter, and she is a mess. You would think that she was going to be Oprah because she has that confidence instilled in her because she's the only girl in the house and she gets away with everything. We're going on to a different topic here and come back because she's a mess. Okay? So what we want to do with public speaking and instilling the confidence in it is to make sure that they get these esteem needs, because a lot of times in our community, we never reach self-actualization. Do we know what self-actualization is? Self-actualization, for those who don't know, is the level where you get past the normal, the everyday job, the everyday lifestyle, and you're like, listen, I'm going to actually go for my dreams. And in our community, it's harder for us to reach self-actualization, and that's because a lot of times we're struggling down here at the bottom. We're struggling with our love and belongings. We're struggling with our safety needs. We're struggling with not knowing, what things are going to happen in New York City. Y'all expensive. Y'all, you all have a lot to manage here, right? I used to always want to live in New York City, but when I started having my children, I was like, I couldn't do it. Atlanta it is. So even though they're starting to get expensive too, there are a different set of needs in Atlanta, but I understand that with parenting and children, you all are kind of here. But what I want to caution you all to understand is that this is important too. And public speaking, I'm talking about public speaking because that's my field of study. But the reality is confidence and building the students up now with the goals and the assets that they need now will help them further in the future for when it is time for them to get those jobs, when it's time for them to get those degrees, when it's time for them to go out on their own and communicate and network. They'll make better decisions because they'll have better esteem, and then they'll be able to reach that self-actualization portion of this. And the way we do that is to take public speaking classes. That's the plug. Public speaking classes are important, and they have Toastmasters and all of those type of things for students because, like I said, what it does is help them build confidence. And then become comfortable with yourself. Now, this is the most empowering part of my message because I had to do this myself. I had to realize three truths about me. One, I was capable. Okay? The first thing I had to realize that I was capable. And in realizing that I was capable, I had to overcome any adversity that I was experiencing in my life that made me feel like I couldn't do. Meaning physically, I can do this. I can take a plane in New York City and speak. I can do these things because the limitation is on the brain when it comes to feeling capable. Then the next thing I had to realize is that I was powerful. Now I know that I can do it, but I also know that I belong here. I'm powerful enough to accomplish these goals and these dreams and these visions. And then lastly, I had to realize that I was worthy. And that's where the self-esteem and the confidence building comes in, where you're practicing and preparing yourself to feel like, I'm worthy of this. This belongs to me. Nobody can take this from me. That's when the worth and the worthiness comes in. Okay? So that was my little speech spiel. Now we're going to interact a little bit. So participate with me, okay? I know y'all tired. I know y'all need to go home. It's Thursday night. Mr. Harris had this event so late. Like, why are you doing so late? And it's cold. It's a lot going on. But give me a few minutes of your time, okay? So for the students, I want you all to think back on a time or a situation where you felt like you needed some type of self-esteem skills, and how did you handle it? It could have been a lecture in class, something you had to present. What did you do, and how did those things make you feel? I knew y'all was going to be quiet, so they not going to talk. Come on, parents, give me some. Did you have one?
No, she said no, she's confident. You don't have any self-esteem issues.
No self-esteem issues? Well, it's not about self-esteem issues. I'm talking about in public speaking. You've never been nervous speaking in front of a crowd? Ever? Good job, Mom.
I don't believe her. I don't believe her.
It's okay.
Because if she wasn't, she would be able to get up there right now and introduce me or Ms. Thompson. So, Luna, are you nervous?
No.
So get up there and introduce Ms. Thompson.
Okay. We got one on stage.
Hey guys, so today I'm gonna.
You
started off wrong. You said
Do you have something to say?
We listening to you.
Okay. Today we're gonna be introducing Miss Thompson. Miss Thompson is our vice principal, I think. Okay. I come in her office about every single day to ask random questions. She's very nice. She's always there when I walk up the stairs to go to class in the morning. And sometimes when we come back from lunch. Right now she has her AirPods in and she's smiling very hard. She wears glasses and she has braids at the moment, but before she had a very long curly bob. She was the first person I met when I came to Lenox Academy. And I think that's all I got to say about her. She's a very loving vice principal.
And she did a good job. And she did a good job. Good job, Mom. So I do want to reiterate that being nervous to speak in front of a crowd doesn't mean you have self-esteem issues. It's not about your self-esteem. I've been public speaking for about 15 years, and I still get nervous sometimes to speak, but my self-esteem is up there. So it's not self-esteem issues, so I don't want anybody to think like, oh, this is a self-esteem thing. It's just a matter of feeling like you may be judged and feeling uncomfortable in this type of setting.
I totally understand what you're saying.
You understand?
Yes, because that is something that I have fear of.
Isn't that funny? Because right here, you're speaking in front of a crowd. But if you turn this way and get on stage, it's different, right?
My friends will always push me forward because they think that, oh, you speak or you know what to say.
Mhm.
And I will if I have to speak one-on-one with somebody. But if I have to, like, I was a maid of honor at one of my friend's wedding, and she asked me to do that. And I was
You had to do a toast?
Until I was supposed to do it. I was stuttering. I was like, I made a total fool. At least I felt like I made a total fool of myself because it was so many people, and I don't know how what I was going to say was going to be received. You know, so I totally understand.
So let's talk about that. Let's talk about a message not being. Is there a way to turn this off? I'm done with this. Can I turn it off? With the light. That light off, because it's like right here.
The projector.
Can I turn it off? You don't know how to do that? Never mind, it's okay. We ain't gonna mess nothing up. So when you were saying that in the portion of speech you felt like, you know, you were gonna be kind of judged, you didn't know what to say, right? But here's the thing, public speaking skills help you identify why you feel that way. Because who cares if you're gonna be judged? You know, once you become comfortable with yourself, it doesn't matter if you're going to be judged. I am up here today, and some of y'all may not like what I have to say. Some of y'all are going to like it. It doesn't matter. I'm going to go home and sleep the same way, whether everybody hated it or not, you know? Because public speaking skills is about you getting your message across. And if only one person received it, then that was the only person it was for. So when you get into that mindset, public speaking becomes way easier. Anybody else had any experiences? Public speaking is awesome.
I know.
It really is,
I
right?
love it.
Have you done it more since then?
I know.
No?
I mean, teaching a class now and then, but that's it.
That's it? But you say your friends say you do really well at it?
I mean, I'm a nurse, so I'll probably teach a class the CNAs or, other people, but like public speaking has given a message or whatever, no. But my friends think that I would be good at speaking.
So most of my students at Atlanta Tech are nurses. Most of my public speaking students are actually going for their nursing degrees. And you'll find that you use it a lot more than you would think, right? Because you may become a team lead, and like you said, you have to teach a class and things like that. So when you public speak, people are not identifying, for example, people are not really identifying with like what I'm saying here as far as confidence, leadership, they're more identifying with the personality and the message that comes across. So when people are telling you that you public speak well, it's because they like your personality and they like the message and they like how personal it is to them when you speak. So that's one of the key elements of public speaking, make it personal. And that's hard. It's hard for me to do. When I have to tell a story about something personal in my life, it gets a little bit tougher. And then I'm just like, oh yeah, public speaking, it's self-esteem. And it's a little easier for me to do that, right? Anybody else had a situation where they had to public speak and they were uncomfortable?
Well, for me, I was planning on running for student council, and I had to give a speech, and I was kind of on the fence about it because I did, like you were saying, I did want to get my message across, but I was also afraid that it wouldn't get across. People would just judge me based on the message I was trying to send.
Did you do it? Did you get across?
Yeah.
Or did you do the speech?
Yeah.
How'd you feel after?
I felt accomplished in a way.
You felt accomplished. Was it received?
Yes.
Did the fear go away? A little bit?
Partly, yes.
Could you do it again?
Maybe.
Because you're more confident now and more comfortable? And that's the thing. So I think the biggest element here for when it comes to public speaking is the uncomfortable. Feeling like somebody's going to judge you. Feeling like somebody doesn't like it, right? And of course that goes back to the love and belongingness. If I feel like I am going to be judged, or I feel like somebody is not going to be responsive to what I have to say, it's going to be uncomfortable for me to speak. Because you want to be liked. We're social creatures. People say, I don't care, I don't want nobody to like me. No, we want to be liked. We're social creatures. We're here to mix and mold and interact and intertwine with each other. So we're not, feel like at least we're liked by a certain number of people, our peer group. It becomes uncomfortable because at the end of the day, we want to feel included in this community, right? Other examples, other situations, yes.
So one time I went to debate competitions since I'm in debate class.
Okay.
So it was my first time, so I wasn't sure what to say and stuff. But I was a bit uncomfortable, so I went over my lines beforehand with my partner, and then we ended up doing well.
You did well? Did you win? Okay, see? Practice, I'm a big competition here. Did you win? But did you win? So, yeah, so that too. So we do a lot of debate speeches in my courses as well. And debating can be tough. Like you said, you had a partner with you, so that kind of made it a little bit more comfortable. But once you started, you kind of got into the flow of it, right? And it made it feel a lot better. Good job. Good job. Yeah, I think that a lot of times we want to be perfect. We want it to be perfect without even realizing that nobody's going to be perfect. It's not going to be perfect, regardless of how many times you practice it, even though you should practice it several times. It's never going to be perfect. But what we fail to realize is that nervousness that you feel, your nervousness may be on an 80, but the audience can only see about 10% of it. They can't really see that you're nervous, but if you fixate on being nervous, then you're going to psych yourself out and they wouldn't even have noticed. And then at the end, everybody says, you did a great job, good job on that debate. You're like, really? You didn't feel like I was sweating? I'm supposed to sweat. You didn't see any of that? No, they didn't. They didn't see it. You saw it, they didn't see that, right? Any other situations or cases of point? Okay.
I had switched one over, and my problem was that I took it first, but I didn't have a language barrier, but my native language is French. So here I am doing a presentation in English, and I'm very ambitious about grades, So I really had to work hard, and then they believe that I don't see nobody and I'm talking. That's how
It worked for you?
surpass.
And you said, grades are important. Yeah. That's the Sagittarius, I think they said was in you, right? Yeah. I was ear hustling a little bit and stuff. So So what it took for you to do was to practice more, right? And slow down. You know, I have students whose native language is not English. So they have to slow down, they have to practice more, they have to put a little bit more time into it. But because you were interested in it, you were able to prepare and make it work for you. Have you done any speaking since?
After that,
Yeah.
I do on occasions.
On occasion. Do you feel better now?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it makes you a lot more comfortable. Now, has it helped you build confidence?
Oh, yeah.
The speaking part of it helped you build confidence?
Yes, and I also had to become like a French teacher, so I had to be out of my shell,
Well, there you
you
go.
know, and
Some of us are forced in the role of public speaking. I got started in public speaking here's a backstory, we're gonna get a little personal here. So I left Buffalo, I sold my house, and I packed up whatever I could fit in my car, and I was like, I'm just done. You know, I was going through this big emotional thing, you know what I mean? And I packed my kids up in my car, and I said, we're leaving. We're gonna move to Atlanta. I didn't know where I was gonna get my job, I didn't have money. You know, it was right before COVID hit. And I was like, listen, I have to get out of here. This mindset, anybody been to Buffalo?
Yes.
yes.
Yes? You like it?
Especially when you go to Buffalo State College.
I went to Buffalo State College. What year?
When I went there for parties. I graduated high school in 2008. So from 2008 to 2012-ish, really far.
I was there, and I was probably proud of you. Okay? But that's a different story. That's because I graduated high school in 2007.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I was at Buffalo State. That's a different story. Yeah. Anyway. So you've been to Buffalo?
Yes.
Yeah, so you can tell it's like a little one, well, you were to different parties. But it's kind of one track.
It's like New York City, but this is the suburbs, yeah. Yeah,
It's that.
It's dead, but
They like, wait a minute now. Anybody else from Buffalo? I've been to Buffalo. I was in Buffalo from 4 until 30. Okay? And then I just said it's a one-horse town. Nothing was really popping. After you got out of college, that was it. And I said, you know, that's it. I'm leaving. I'm going to Atlanta. I packed up my car. I put a for sale sign on my house. I left. Had a lien on my house I didn't know, so I didn't make no money. I thought I was going to make some money. So now it's pretty, so we good. And I moved to Atlanta with $300 in my pocket, kids in the car, and we stayed at hotels. And we stayed at Airbnbs, and we stayed with friends until something happened. And then I said, you know what? I don't know what to do. COVID hit. And I was like, oh, I can't even work. I can't do anything. And I decided, okay, you know what? I'm going to apply to school. And I said, okay, I applied to Georgia State. And when I applied to Georgia State, they said, we'll let you come to school for free if you teach for us. 4 years later, teaching for Georgia State, getting my PhD paid for. Yes. So that's how I got. No. You did not have to clap. Listen. You know, it's so funny. I'm on stage all the time, but when people like try to give me props, I be like, give everybody their props. When they give me props, I'm like, no. Sometimes. But so what I was saying, that's how I got into my public speaking journey. I would have never thought that I would be teaching public speaking or even be as interested in public speaking. Now I come to places in public speak, I travel in public speak, and I talk about the emphasis of public speaking because my firm is about building confidence through public speaking. So I'm more interested in making sure everybody's well-rounded and confident, and if we use public speaking to do that, great. You were going to answer the question in the back.
I don't remember the question.
Okay.
But something that you said resonated with me. Because every year at graduation, I'm tasked with giving a speech.
Okay.
And I have been an AP for
Long time.
And like you said, I get so nervous. And like you said, what you said now is like resonating because it's that feeling of, is my message going to be judged or am I going to be judged?
Yeah.
Based on what I'm saying. And then I'm thinking about the audience. I'm like, how many people that I annoy, how many parents are annoyed at me because of my role throughout the year and now me having to present this speech about being positive and like really? Like they're probably looking at me like, you know, so I always feel like I'm being judged.
You're being judged, yeah?
But another thing that you said that resonated with me
You had it, right? You had it.
I was saying something, I felt like that night standing there, but looking back at that video, I felt like that's what people saw standing there.
But that's not what they saw. It wasn't on it. So I'm glad you said that, because another point that I want to make is that when you are nervous to give a speech, it shows that you care about what you're saying. So being nervous to give a speech doesn't necessarily mean that you don't have any self-confidence or you don't feel worthy. It just means that I care about this. I want this to win. So when you're giving the speeches, it's because you have all your students, they're graduating, you want to move them on to the next level, and you want to say something inspirational that they're going to be able to take with them in the future, right? I get like that all the time. When I'm preparing for a speech, I'm like, okay, make sure you say something empowering. I don't know, I think, when I'm writing, when you get so into your field, that it's like, well, this is just common stuff. But you want to make sure that you're saying something like that's empowering. So I keep going back over it and over it again, like, is this empowering enough? Is this gonna reach? Is this gonna resonate? And you don't see it for yourself, because it's like, this is stuff that I normally say. I talk about public speaking all day. I have 400 students a semester. Woo. Yeah, a semester. Between the two colleges, I teach sometimes I'm teaching 6 to 9 classes a semester. So I have students all over. And I want to make sure that whatever I'm giving them is something important for them to leave with, because then when they leave with it, they have the confidence and they feel more fulfilled and they can take it to somebody else, right? So then we overthink that, not thinking that we're enough, we're not worthy enough. Whatever we say is not good enough, it's not powerful enough, nobody wants to hear what I have to say. When in reality, people will come up to you and be like, oh, that was really empowering. I'm inspired by that. And you're like, I didn't say much. I just talked about what I knew. And guess what? Talking about what you know is enough. Because what you know, see, I always talk about us being like in a garden, right? There are trees, there are flowers. Some of us are the grass, some of us are, the stones. We all have a role to make this beautiful garden, right? So all of us have expertise in a certain area. I am the public speaking expert. There ain't nothing nobody can tell me about public speaking. I've been doing it forever. But I don't know nothing about nursing, okay? If my kids get sick, I have to call a doctor, right? I have to call a nurse. If my tooth hurts, I gotta call a dentist. Eventually I'm gonna be calling a lawyer and an engineer. And what'd you say? What was yours? Your career. A forensic, yes, tax accountant too? Yeah, forensic accountant, right? So you will think that what I have to say is not important. I'm not this big person with this elaborate career and lifestyle. But the reality is, when you touch somebody, they touch somebody, and it goes on and on down the line, right? So whatever you say is important and is impactful, as long as you have the goal to be inspirational and be a good person, what you do is enough. And sometimes in your career field, talking about your career field in front of people who are interested in what you want to do is important. It's not just enough to say, I am a nurse or I am an accountant. You have to go and teach other people how to do those things. You have to be able to speak on it because somebody really is interested in that field, and they don't just want to know that I learned the technical degrees to do it. They want to know the story behind it. I said I got a car from Buffalo to Atlanta with $300 in my pocket. We struggled for a year, and now sky's the limit. That's more important than me saying I'm a public speaking instructor. That's more important than me saying I wrote 8 books. That's more important because now wherever you are in life, you will feel like I can do it too. I can get there. I can be this because somebody did. A real person did. So.
$300 and some kids in a car.
What's that?
With $300 and some kids in a car.
I be stressed just telling that story. Like, what you thinking? And it's so funny because I called my grandma because my grandma raised me. Maybe 3 weeks after I got there, I had said nothing to her. She didn't know I was gone, nothing. And I said, I decided I'm moving to Atlanta and I'm staying here. It was nuts. Like, what was I thinking? Who do I think I am? Anyway, yeah, it was nuts. And my daughter at the time was 2, maybe? Little thing. But we was gone. Nobody could tell me nothing because once I made it up in my mind, there was nothing else I could think about. Anybody have any questions? Comments? Concerns? Does anybody want to come up here and try public speaking? Try a topic? I just gave you.
I public speak so much, they probably tired of me.
They're tired of you?
I'm the PTA president.
Oh! So we can try some impromptu speeches, meaning I just give you a topic on it and you go ahead and speak about it. Nobody? Come on. Right here. She did. Come on. Let's try public speaking. Yay! Come on,
You're amazing.
Okay. Okay. So all of you are going to do some public speaking, okay? And you're comfortable being here doing public speaking? Okay. So, Alex, your speech topic is going to be the importance of good grades. Can you talk about just on that? Okay.
What was the topic?
The importance of getting good grades.
Oh, this should be good.
So you need good grades so you can be like what you want to be in life. Like you can be like I'm gonna be a lawyer.
Say that again.
So it's important to get good grades because for me I want to be a lawyer. So I know that I would have to do like a lot of years in high school and a lot of years in college. So I want to get good grades so I know what like the law is. Yeah. You need good grades to like be what you want to be in life.
Right.
Good job. Okay. Yours is going to be the importance of extracurricular activities. Oh my gosh. It can be sports related. That's extracurricular.
Hey guys. Okay, so the importance of extracurricular activities is, for example, let's do sports. Sports can be an extracurricular activity because you can get scholarships to go to good colleges, and going to things like this can help you in school and make you more confident and gives you a better chance of getting into a good high school, makes you go into a good college. Like, for example, I want to go to a college in Tallahassee, Florida, and it's at HBCU. And for that, I would have to get a cheerleading scholarship for me to be able to fulfill my dreams and get the future that I want to do. That's it.
Wow.
Okay, so yours is going to be the importance of listening to your parents.
Why did you just say no?
The importance of listening to your parents is your parents know best, and basically your parents already went through your lifestyle, and they know the good and the bad. And if you listen to your parents, there might be something bad you shouldn't do and something good you should do. And the bad thing can lead to consequences like jail or like bad grades, like Ali said. And the good things can lead to maybe your parents taking you out or something. Just because you are doing so good in school or helping out a lot.
The bad things are jail, and the good things are your parents taking you out. There are a lot of things in between.
Bribes.
Bribes?
Yeah, that's what she does. She's trying to do.
Trying to bribe
Do
you?
good things. Your
And you're
parents.
gonna take her out?
Yeah. The parents.
Has she been doing good things?
Oh yes.
Yes, so we gotta take her out.
Me and
I
Michaela
do.
deserve
We
to
gotta take
be
her out.
taken out.
Yes. Okay.
What do you deserve?
We will.
They deserve to be taken out.
I'm taking you guys out.
And Allie,
Ali, you are
Parents?
trying again.
parents, come on, they got up and did the speech. They, thank you. Oh, you got something else to say?
Let me say something.
She got something
I got something to say
Mom?
for Miss
Mom?
Brutus. Yes, for Miss Brutus.
Getting personal, y'all.
We're gonna do it personal.
But not offensive.
Not offensive. Hopefully. Okay. So here are my two topics that I would like to simply suggest. Okay, the first topic is communication. Because, there's this one lady, I stay with her, and I talk to her a lot. She brings me places, she feeds me. She used to feed me stuff. I don't know her, I forgot her name. But, every time I try to talk to her, I don't need to talk to you. I'm not even talking to you. I'm always right. I'm the best. I'm your person I live with, I'm always right.
I am.
I'm gonna have to take the mic because I'm with the parents on this one. I have 4 of them. I have a 13-year-old boy.
Yeah.
Okay, I do.
And she had a 26-year-old son.
Yeah, and they get like that real quick. Everything's Team U, Robux, V-Bucks, Yeezys, everything. Okay, thank you so much for coming here. You got to express yourself a little bit. They got real. Mom, we got a lot going on over there. I appreciate you all for coming and expressing yourselves. So one thing I will say, all of you all are confident in speaking, and that's good. What I want you all to emphasize as well is body language. So this is actually not I'm not giving like all the pointers of how to do it because it's not a class, but I just have to say, body language is important when you public speak. When you public speak, you want to make sure that you're precise with your body language. You're precise with your eye contact. You don't want to be like moving around, jittering. My students do it all the time. They're all like, they're all over the place. So make sure that when you do give a speech, or if you're at an interview, or you're in a position where what you have to say matters, you say it with your body just as much as you say it with your words. Other than that, I think we're going to wrap up. Do you want to close this out, Mr. Harris? Thank you so much for having me, guys.
Please, let's give Ms. Roxanne Larkin a big round of applause. I remember when I was a baby, I had a fear of speaking. Many years ago. But thank you. It was pleasurable. I hope everybody learned one thing or another. It is very important what she said up here because you really can't go nowhere in life without speaking to the public. If you're a train conductor, you gotta speak to the public. If you're a teacher, you gotta speak to the public. Whatever you do in life, you have to speak to the public. If you're a school class president, you gotta speak to the public. I know Taylor said he always saying something. I'm sorry, Taylor. I'm just so sorry. But this is me. But please, whatever you do, don't be afraid to speak in public. If you have something to say, Allie, I love your speech. Ooh, Allie, I love your speech. Just don't be afraid to speak in public. Don't be afraid, no matter what age. Always be able to stand up and say what you have to say. With that note, thank you all for coming out. Thank you.
Say one thing real quick because I've heard it several times.
Yes, and the lights.
And lights and filler language. Really quickly, filler language, don't do it. I know it's very hard because what we feel like when we're giving our speeches is that we have to fill it. You have to be talking the whole time. You have to be saying something. The best thing to do is just be quiet. Close your mouth. And then once you close your mouth, think about what you have to think about and then start talking again because the ums take away your credibility. When people are listening to you do the ums, it sounds like you don't know what you're talking about and that you're uncomfortable, so then they start, I don't know what they're talking about. They keep So instead of doing that, it's better to just, and then get back to your point once you find it. Okay, that was my last one to do. Okay, no. I teach all night, y'all.
All right, students, by a show of hands, who can tell me what state Dr. Larkin teaches in? Come in. Say it again. Georgia. All right. Step up, Taylor. I got a prize for you. This is a book a friend of mine wrote. It's called The Buffalo 10 Massacre Spoken Word Poetry for Healing and Understanding. This is a great book, great author. If you read it, hopefully by June you'll tell me whether it was a good book or not. All right. Thank you, Taylor. One more question. Let's see, who can remember this? Can anybody remember Allie's topic? Go ahead. Yes. Come get this book. This book is called Do Right, Do Good. It's by Jean Alate. It's a very good book. And one more question. If anybody can guess my initials, they get the final book. RH. Rostello. Because you know how he gets it? He has the same initials. Congratulations. Thank you all for coming. Get home safe. Be warm. See you tomorrow at 7:45. If you can't come on time, come early.